Ancient Egyptian religion has endured and evolved for more than 3,000 years, featuring everything from crocodile and cat gods to mother goddesses and earth's constructors. Today's Egyptian religion and beliefs are based on the motherly and feminine ideals embodied by these strong women. Historians have theorized that Isis, being the first virgin goddess, may have even served as inspiration for the Virgin Mary of the Christian Bible, who arrived many years later. Following such myths, we have some fascinating tales of the strongest women in Egyptian mythology. Isis, the most powerful Egyptian goddess, was the queen of Egypt, and alongside her ruled her brother and husband Osiris. For ancient believers, Isis embodied positive feminine qualities. They portrayed her as a stunning woman with a headdress on, frequently with a disc or a throne. She was adept in both healing and defense, and she was the most powerful sorceress in Egyptian mythology. She possessed a wealth of wisdom, and according to the Egyptians, she taught women how to weave fabric and grind wheat. She was at first a little-known goddess without a temple of her own, but as the dynasty age went on, she gained importance and eventually became one of the most significant gods of ancient Egypt. Sekhmet, the goddess of the scorching desert sun, plague, chaos, war, and healing. Sekhmet, whose name means she who is powerful or the one who adores Maat, was made from the fire that the sun god Ra's gaze upon earth emitted. She was made by Ra to be a weapon to use against people who disobeyed him and did not follow the rules of Maat, who is another goddess on our list. Sekhmet was portrayed as having the body of a woman and the head of a lion while sporting a sun disk. She served as the pharaoh's guardian and led them into battle. Hathor. Since the 3rd millennium BC, Egyptians have loved and revered the famed ancient goddess Hathor. She was the goddess of dance, beauty, joy, love, and maternity. She was also responsible for feeding and hydrating the deceased souls as they enter the afterlife, hence the appellation Goddess of the Western Mountain. She was close friends with Nut, and they both were believed to be co-goddesses of the sky. With her enigmatic spirit, Hathor used to assist mothers and women, earning the title Mother of Mothers. Bastet. Protection, pleasure, and good health were all attributes of the goddess Bastet. She was a slender woman with a cat-like head. She was said to travel the skies each day on the back of her father, the sun god Ra. She would watch over and defend him as his boat propelled the sun across the sky. To defend Ra from his deadliest foe, the serpent Apep, she would transform into a cat at night. She acquired the nicknames Lady of the East, Goddess of the Rising Sun, and Sacred and All-Seeing Eye as a result of her guardian responsibilities. She is also referred to as the Goddess of the Moon and was once believed to be the moon's and Ra's eyes. Neith. Neith was supposedly there when the world was created, and some even referred to her as the mother of Ra, the sun god who later created everything else. She is also occasionally acknowledged as a mother to Sobek, the crocodile. It was thought that because she was the goddess of wisdom, the other gods would go to her for advice on how to resolve their conflicts. For instance, Neith ultimately decreed that Horus, rather than Set, would rule over Upper and Lower Egypt. She compensated Set by giving him land and by blessing his union with 2 foreign goddesses. In addition to her affiliation with combat, Neith was also connected to weaving, which offered her a variety of duties in the afterlife. Nut. Nut was the mother goddess and sky goddess in Egyptian mythology. She was Geb's wife and twin sister who was believed to give birth to the sun each morning and swallowed it when nighttime came. The ancient Egyptians believed that every day was a cycle of death and rebirth, and that she was a significant figure or god associated with the afterlife. Nut's connection to the sun's rebirth made her into a maternal figure and a protector of the dead, and in order to keep the mummies safe, her image was painted on the inside lid of the sarcophagus. The Festival of Nut and Ra and the Feast of Nut were just 2 of the several festivals held in Egypt in Nut's honor. Maat. Maat is more than just a goddess of harmony and truth. She is harmony and truth. Maat is also the spirit by which justice and the law were carried out. The deceased were often weighed against Maat's feather in her capacity as a goddess. A deceased person was expected to state the 42 principles of Maat when they reached the afterlife to await judgment. She also rides in the heavenly barge of Ra, the sun god, side by side. She flies with him through the sky during the day, and at night she aids in his victory over the poisonous serpent Apophis, who brings the darkness. Instead of looking into a submissive or less powerful position to him, her place in the symbology shows that she is as powerful as him. Nekhbet. The vulture goddess Nekhbet was originally the city's patron, but later evolved into a protector of women and children, and one of the 2 ladies of the pharaoh. She was pictured as a woman with the head of a vulture and had a white crown on her head, wings spread out in defense, carrying the Shen emblem of eternity in her talons. Sometimes portrayed as the pharaoh's celestial mother or wet nurse, Nekhbet frequently appeared in vulture form, hovering over the king, while wielding the Shen, which symbolized eternity, in the royal flail and represented pharaonic authority. She appears to have protected the common people during the New Kingdom, as well as the royal family. Serket. In Egyptian mythology, the goddess Serket, who was originally the scorpion's deification, is the goddess of fertility, nature, animals, medicine, magic, and the healing of venomous stings and bites. Serket invented the antidote for poison and snake bites and was frequently portrayed as the protector when Apep, the great snake demon of evil, showed up. Serket even protected the gods from it. Renenutet. Renenutet was a cobra goddess who lurked in the Delta region. She was a fierce goddess whose glare was enough to destroy anyone who opposed her. She provided protection in all facets of their lives. In addition, she was revered in ancient Egyptian religion as a goddess of sustenance and the crop. Due to the crop's significance, people made several offerings to her during the harvest season. She used to transform into a terrifying fire-breathing snake in the underworld, capable of killing anyone with a single stare. These remarkable female characters from Egyptian mythology are revered and admired even today because of their great strength and captivating stories. It's intriguing to observe how they built and sustained their civilization using the power they possessed. Want to know more about such powerful goddesses of other cultures? Subscribe and keep watching. Until next time.